everyone, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for the forecast for the rest of the working week, the school holidays, and up to the weekend. And we've got this very windy weather, not good for the fires down around Lake Oho, and we're also dealing with much warmer than average temperatures. You know, we're talking 10, 11, 12 degrees above normal right across many parts of New Zealand. So welcome to the crazy side of spring. We've got the colder change arriving Tuesday and Wednesday, at least in the south and the east. So on the wind map, we've got the air pressure on today. You can see this big block of high pressure up here to the north in the whites and yellows, and another big high out here around Perth. These are going to affect us for the next couple of weeks. While we do have a little bit of southerly weather coming through, we'll see that in a moment, it's not going to be too major, at least not for the nation, and the drier than average weather is probably the main theme of the next 7 days, with exception of the South Islands, West Coast and Southland. Southland getting more wet weather. It's been a very wet past couple of months. So let's take a look and see what's going on with the temperatures. Wow, look at this. The dark shading is over 8 degrees. In fact, it's actually over 10, 11, 12 degrees above normal in the sort of central and eastern areas. So for the fires down here, not good news. Well above average for today. Another blustery day, pushing those temperatures right up above normal. The very coastal fringes of the north, you're under high pressure, very light winds. That's the reason why those areas are looking sort of a little more closer to where you should be. Okay, let's have a look at these winds. So they're pretty blustery at the moment. Apologies, I'm stepping in front of the time, but this is 1 p.m. Monday. The areas of concern down here around the fires, these are in the mountains, but you're getting up around 120 kilometre an hour gusts. So very sort of serious conditions when you're trying to battle a fire. And then when we go to tonight, 7 p.m. Monday evening, and no real change. In fact, maybe the winds have even picked up a little bit because there's this cold front coming through. So the winds squeeze up just before the front arrives and means that we've got another windy 24 hours before we finally do get a change. And you can see up here in the north, no colour shading in here means light winds, and the light green means 20 to 30 k's an hour at the most. Those are the gusts coming through. Now, we've got a little bit of wet weather that's fallen, but most of it didn't fall around the fires. It was on the west coast. Southland again, coastal areas, you know, getting up to 45 millimetres, and more rain is on the way. Stewart Island also getting fairly wet. That's what's just fallen for the last 24 hours. This is what's on the way for the next week ahead. So look at this, the west coast getting a fair bit of rain, well over 100 millimetres coming through for you. And over on the west coast, my apologies, down in Southland, the western side is getting probably another 25 millimetres, most of that falling in the next few days. And further to the east out towards the Catlins, 5 to 10 millimetres for you. And you'll notice that sort of eastern areas are in the yellow and green shading, so you're sort of around that 2 to 10 millimetre mark. And up here in the north, unfortunately for the Hanua Ranges, there might be nothing. Really just a shower if you're lucky, and that's not going to do much. It'll evaporate. So still have to be very, very conservative with your water use in Auckland. If we don't get rain soon, this is going to be a tough summer for Auckland if we don't get those rain falls into the dams. Snow is on the way as well. This is the next 7 days of snowfall. I wanted to show you this to basically not let you panic too much in Southland and Otago, with another cold change coming and an over 10 degree temperature drop on the way from your daytime highs. Some of you might be a little worried about that, but the snow will be up in the mountains, up in the ranges, and even in the hills around Southland, northern Southland. You're talking only about 5-6 centimetres up on the top, so it's not looking too bad at all, and the wind chill won't be too bad into that mix. All right, so here's the forecast. We'll start with Tuesday. The good news for the fires, we're seeing this burst of showers coming through with a southerly change that won't be as windy. So the winds will ease, the temperatures will drop, and you might even get a little bit of wet weather in there as this moves through. It won't be very much, but some will come in. The high is really dominant to the north here, so even though we've got a subtropical low wanting to come down, the high is likely to stop that. And with the high up here, and that southerly change, that pushes the westerly winds and makes for another hot, warm day in the north, but that cooler change arriving in the south. By Wednesday, the cooler change moves further up the country, another burst of showers and patchy rain around Southland. And like I say, your temperature drops from around 20 degrees today, Monday, to around 9-10 degrees as we get in towards Wednesday. So it will be pretty cool down there, but not as bad as it was last week with the sub-zero wind chills. And further up into the North Island, you will notice that temperature drop as we go through into Wednesday with some showers, patchy rain in the lower half of the island. And as we switch around to Thursday, the southeasters kick in. So that keeps sort of northern and western areas mostly dry and sunny. And it brings the showers into the east, so Hawke's Bay, Gisborne, East Cape, Waited Upper, and also parts of Canterbury and coastal Marlborough, all getting showers, but the high is rolling in behind it, so a bit of a frost alert. We might see a few frosts around on Thursday. Into Friday, we've got high pressure in charge, moving across the country, and in fact it's already sliding out to the east. That will encourage northerly winds to come back. So Friday, it does end on a mild note after that colder midweek change for you. And our final map is for Saturday, and the high drifts even further out to the east. Still dry in the north, still light winds, and now the temperatures are lifting back up again after a little bit of a temperature drop this week by a few degrees in the north. The warmth comes back everywhere as we head in towards the weekend, and there's more big high pressure coming from Australia. So all that chatter of La Nina that other forecasters are talking about, we're still taking a far more cautious approach, because at the moment up here, the weather maps don't show much signs of La Nina kicking in yet. December's the month we hope that we'll start to see some rainmakers coming around, although I can already hear some of you saying, please not while I'm on holiday. We want some good weather to go to the beach. So hopefully we can strike the right chord and get a bit of both. That's all from me for today. We'll see you again on Tuesday.